I had a thought. I was thinking, right, if you are intelligent, educated, have common sense, and you understand the universe, you understand the power of spoken words, then it's imperative to understand that words got power. When you speak them, they create something. If you believe in creation, then you know that this earth was created on spoken words. So you know there are rules in the universe on spoken words. So whatever comes out of your mouth, it must create something. And having haters bashing people for absolutely no reason, when people are trying to live their own lives the way they choose, which is their own responsibility. It's their autonomy, independence. They have the right to the choices, those choices they make. So we might not agree with it, but at the end of the day, we still can't criticize to the event where we cause animosity and grief and affect somebody else's mental health. I'm saying that to say that just because somebody doesn't answer you or answer you right away doesn't mean they didn't hear you, doesn't mean that they don't have a comeback. They could be biting their tongue. And their tongue could be bleeding because they know what you put out in the universe is coming back with measures, interest. And some people call it karma, but okay. But I remember when I was a little girl, I used to hear them say, if you can't catch Kwaku, catch him short. That means when the universe spit out the justice against the injustice, if I'm not there, then my kid might be, and it's going to hit my kid. So I got to be careful of the words that come out my mouth. Now, it reminds me, I'm a 10 Commandment watcher. I watch it every season. I got to put it in there. I got to watch it. Cecil B. DeMille. I got to watch the 10 Commandment all the time. Every time. And because I also read a lot. If you believe in Jaja, then the words that are written in the book governs the universe. They're laws. Now, going around slandering other people, maybe for ill-got gain or whatever reason, is not cool. Now, let me just say this, right? Let me say this. People might feel invincible and powerful while they spitting at other people. But the universe is collecting data for payback. And those of us who understand that, we got to bite our tongue. I mean, our tongues be bleeding because we biting our tongues. Because we know what blessings the universe hold for us, and we can't let other people draw us out in that spot where we end up losing out. Because once you tap into the universe and you understand the laws, once you tap into God and you understand the laws, guess what? It's like that parent that's going to say to you, well, I understand what they're saying and I understand what they're doing, but I taught you better. So guess what? Because he teaches us better, we pick our battles and we bite our tongues a lot. Because you know what we said. Now I take back no chat. So when you allow your tongue to be loose and innuendos and lies and stuff like that, and then our tongue got to come out and clarify with the truth, naked truth. It is what it is. It is what it is. And we got to be careful even how we express that truth. Because again, we understand the laws of the universe. If you don't, that's on you. If you don't, that's on you. Because guess what? There's a little verse in the Psalms that said, there are no speech or language that has gone out that their voice is not heard. Everything is said is heard. Better yet, everything that is in the mind that you think is collected by the God of the universe, whether you understand it or not, because we sit in our heart before it comes out. It has to form in our heart before it comes out. I'm not being preachy to anybody. I'm just saying, when you unjustly come for somebody and they're biting their tongue until their tongue is bleeding because they know that they don't want to block their blessings and they don't want to have anything to follow their children and their grandchildren and their great-great-grandchildren, because they know the law of the universe. Don't think it's because they're stupid. Don't think it's because they ain't got nothing to say. Don't think it's because they don't have a comeback. Don't think it's because you are that. Feel that power that you feel right now. Because, baby, that's all the power you got. But when real power shows up, and retribution and reciprocity comes back, and it's not at the hand at the person you slander or talk about or bullied or abused or whatever. It's coming straight from the laws of the universe. There's nowhere to run. And there's nowhere to hide. There's no bargaining. So I think we should be careful what we say out of our mouth about people, especially when it's hateful and uncalled for. Especially when it's not true. Especially when we do it for ill-got gain. Because what the man said, what my brother say, my uncle Dada say, if your night should turn to day, a lot of people would run away. So who the cap fit? Let them wear it. Life's too short. Too short. The world is too dangerous for us to not show love and kindness instead of the other stuff. Look at all the things we have to take us out. Look at all the stuff we have to take us out. Diseases, hurricane, storm, tornadoes, volcanoes, tsunamis, wars and rumors of wars. And why am I warring with my sister? Why am I warring with my brother? Remember this. I'm going to say this. Remember this. Remember, if you don't read, then watch the Ten Commandments. Remember, when Pharaoh said, go kill every firstborn, right? Remember what happened with that? Remember what Pharaoh said. He said, kill all the firstborn. And then when he said that, he didn't realize that he just prophesied genocide, plague on his own nation, on his own family, on his own people, because God got tired of persecution for ill-got gain that was unrighteous. So maybe the last thing you're going to say out of your mouth, maybe the last thing you're going to say about somebody else that is not true, that is not right, that is not kind, that is unjustified and purified and just downright ugly, maybe there's going to be a boomerang effect. And maybe you talking about you, and maybe it's coming for you. I'm just putting that out there because sometimes you just see too much and you just hear too much and just get tired, and it's uncalled for. I think we should help one another. And you ain't got to love somebody to help them. I mean, let me correct that. You don't have to like them. But everybody deserves a spot on this planet because they're here, and they also deserve a good life. What they choose for themselves, we can't do anything about that. But whenever they need a helping hand, and we're not the final judge of everybody, so we should really watch how we crucify people. What did the son of the prophet say? Say, be careful who you nail upon cross. You nail people on cross. When they get off that cross and they come back with power. Resurrection power. That's some power right there. So you have a good day.